Alright, we are going to talk about a couple of the stats that I've mentioned in previous streams, and then we're going to get into the draft today. So first, yesterday I said that you have to play this meta expecting that your opponent will have approximately 21 or 21.5 life. So I pulled this data from 17 lands, and since Tuesday last week when the set first went live on Arena, there have been 329,000 games logged on 17 lands, of which a gain land has been in hand 351,000 times. You have to make some assumptions on how often the card is actually played when it is in hand. I don't believe 17 Lands has the stat for basically how frequently the card is actually played when it is able to be played. But I think we can safely say at least 90% of the time, if somebody has a gain land in hand, that they'll play it at some point in the game. So if you just work out some simple math there is approximately one gain land played per player per game. So thus far, let's say that you should expect each person to basically have 21 life, and that's what you need to rush them down from. Other thing that I thought would be somewhat interesting is, let's try to move this on the stream. Okay. This is a plot of the win percentage of all players on 17 lands, and the 3-day rolling window. I do think it is not that useful to just pull up the 17 lands data for like deck color win rate through the entire set, because the meta does evolve as you get further into the set's release, or further away from the set's release, I suppose. In this, I only took the enemy color pairs, since the allied color pairs are not a significant source of data. And these do not include the splashes. So these are solely decks in which every single spell is white or black for Orzhov, or black or green for Golgari. And then I took the clan colors also, obviously Jeskai, Sultai, Mardu, Temur, and ABZAN. So let's see, what are some interesting things here? I think Simic, first 3 days, I'm not sure what cards were actually driving this, but Simic was performing extremely well at the beginning. Izzet was performing extremely poorly at release. These two have basically swapped. Simic is down from nearly 60% down to 52%, and Izzet went from 50% in the first 3 days to 58.3% in the last 3 days. So that would be April 14th through the 16th, which is where this data is coming from. Some of these are a little more stable. You can see Boros has basically been at 60%, 60+% since release. I basically think that aggro is still running rampant in the set. Orzhov has kind of swayed a bit. It's still performing well, 57.3%. Golgari, 56.5%. Again, you have to consider that on 17 lands, the average win rate is around 55%. So that's why all these numbers seem to look good, but the average player who uses 17 lands is better than the average player, and apparently by approximately 5%. Another thing that's quite interesting, all of the clans are around even, 53, 54, 55%. Mardu is the strongest at 56%. Almost 56%. Sultai is 53.5%, but these are relatively narrow bands for all 5 clans to be hovering in between. So there's not one that's demonstrably superior. Mardu is the best, but it's not that much better than Sultai. It's not that much better than ABZAN. Actually, ABZAN has been the worst at 53.2%. here's just a plot that shows how that's going. So the meta's been evolving. Izzet is clearly performing very, very well in the last few days. I think that could be an area of interest to lean more into. Interestingly, Izzet and Boros are performing well, but Jeskai, which is the union of these two, is okay, about average. So that's the data that I have. This is usually mostly for the people watching on YouTube, but now we can go to game. All right. Okay, so today, April 17th, it's time for another draft. Keeping in mind what we know about Izzet, about Mardu, about Boros. Again, it will be relatively tough to convince me that those are not the correct colors to play. Like, Vitor Kin to All might be a reason not to play it, to be honest. But ABZAN is so weak. Let me just quickly look up even the win rates on this card. And okay, well, Vitor Kin to All is in the top 10 performing cards in the entire set at 63.3%. So it might be worth trying ABZAN. Again, some Pearl Kieran's a great card. Dispelling Exhale, we've talked about. Narset's Rebuke, good value. But here, I don't think there's another card that is so strong that I would take it over Vitor. Most likely, maybe we'll try to play like a Orzhov Splash Green, or just play ABZAN. Okay, so here we got a great uncommon in Kintree Severance, so that's very interesting. Sib Appraiser, obviously, very well performing. Blue common, Fortress Kinguard, that can be a great ABZAN card. Let's see. Alright, this time I will try not to have that situation again where I accidentally pick the wrong card from running out of time. Fortress Kinguard is performing well, 56.9%. Kintree Severance. Kintree Severance is okay, but that is definitely weighed down by the fact that ABZAN is not very strong. Molten Exhale, great card. I'm not that inspired by many of the other things. I don't think this Edict card is that good. Strategic Betrayal. Yeah, Strategic Betrayal, 55%. I'll take the Kintree Severance. Here, what could we do? So, Einok Wayfarer, that can be a great card for ABZAN. I'm not too interested in Delta Bloodflies. I think that card is pretty weak. Desperate Measures has some interesting, something interesting. Some Pearl Kieran again. Probably in this deck, I'd be using it to dodge removal. Einok Wayfarer is a fine 2-drop. Approaching Dragonstorm. That anything right now. The deck would be so slow if I was playing Encroaching Dragonstorms. I think I'll just take the higher win rate card, which would be Einok Wayfarer. Okay. So this card, Yathan Tomb Guard, 2 mana, 2/3 menace, is not that bad of a stat line. And this is the correct type of deck in order to actually get this to trigger, to draw a card and lose 1 life. Kintree Nurturer, Snakeskin Veil. These are the cards I'm mainly looking at here. This might be a Kintree Nurturer. Maybe I want to try the ABZAN Toon Guard. It seems like it performs pretty poorly. It only has a 50% win rate. I'm not sure if people are trying to play this in non-ABZAN decks. I think it is a pretty bad idea. Here we've got two excellent black cards, Gurmag Rakshasa and Dragon's Prey. This is a tough one. They're very close. I have the Kintree Severance for removal. Rakshasa, I mean, almost always this is going to be 6 mana, 5/5 menace, kill something. Maybe the +2/+2 is not that meaningful. But it can be there. I think it'll be easier to pick Dragon's Prey in the future than to pick a Gurmag. Here, I'm looking at the Death Gorger. I'm looking at the Blossoming Sands. I've mentioned what I've said about Arash and Sunshield. I think a 4 mana 3/4 with this tap ability is a little bit too slow. You're usually looking for that on a 2 mana creature. I do not like Lightfoot Technique. Combat tricks are not my thing unless they're just amazing. So here I'm probably looking at Feral Death Gorger, Inoc, or Blossoming Sands. I'll take the Blossoming Sands. I think Inoc I can get again, and there's one right there. So here the choice is definitely between Inoc Wayfarer or Champion of Doosan. I barely even know what this card does. 4/2 trample for 3, 2 mana, give a +1/+1 counter and trample. Okay, the trample counter is actually meaningful. I do have, right now I guess I have one thing I would actively play on 3, one thing I'd actively play on 2. I'll take the Wayfarer. I think Champion will be easier to pick in the future. This is an easy pick. This is a trade of Root Envoy, either a 4 mana 5/4 or 4 mana 4/3 draw card. This will be Rain Veil Rejuvenator. We're not really in a self-mill type of deck, but we could be. I don't really like Heritage Reclamation. I may have to take it. 3 mana 4/4 Defender. That can be okay. Yeah, that's probably what we're going for. Here, I think these 3 cards, I wouldn't play any of them. Poise Practitioner I'll take, but I am putting that in the sideboard. Sandskirter, likely won't play that either. ABZAN Devotee, I think the first copy of this can be good. And Sunshield, which I most likely will not play, I'll just put that to the side. Well, unfortunately, we are playing ABZAN. I don't think it's I don't think it'd be wise to take a Rennie, even though Rennie is probably the best of the multicolored dragons. Yes, Rennie has a 68.5% win rate when drawn. So, what are we looking at? We're looking at Strategic Betrayal. We're looking at Piercing Exhale. We could use a Bite, Sagu, the Sagu Wildling. Are we interested in the Turtle? I think the Turtle could be okay. The Turtle is also something that can come back on the wheel, since, you know, it is a 3-color card. So I think I'll take Sagu Wildling. I anticipate most of the time I'll be playing it for the 1 mana Omen side. Oh my goodness. Well, here, whoever playing Sultai is eating good tonight. Teval and Awaken the Honored Dead. Just for my own curiosity, I want to see this. Teval 62%, that's a lot better than the base rate for Sultai. And Awaken the Honored Dead, same thing, 61%. Okay, so what are we looking at here? I think Osseous Exhale, maybe Sandskirter. I could just take the Jungle Hollow. because none of these are really that inspiring. How are we looking on removal? We still really only have the Kintree Severance. I'd like to get that bite effect, but for here I'll take Jungle Hollow. This looks to be a Fortress Kinguard. Evolving Wilds is actually performing better than I thought it would. I thought it'd be more important to get the gain lands or the tri lands, but actually Evolving Wilds has a better win rate than all of them. Fortress Kinguard is the pick here. This is a proactive play on 2, which we could use. This one is likely to be Marshal of the Lost. Alicia's Legacy is almost useless. Salt Road Skirmish is 4 mana sorcery, destroy a creature in this deck. That is not the most inspiring thing, but I mean, you can't really be too picky. Marshal of the Lost, I mean, it can be okay, but we are not playing Mardu. I will still pick it though. This is either going to be Worthy Cost or Sandskin Veil. I think we have... there's possibility for Worthy Cost. We do have the Kinguard. We have ABZAN Devotee, which is a great sacrifice. We have the Einok Wayfarer, which, you know, if you get the land back, it's just a 1/1, so that can also be sacrificed. I think I'll go for it. Alright, here, this is either going to be Detainment or Traveling Botanist. Traveling Botanist is just such good stats. Yeah, this is the best green card. That is not a rare or mythic. Stormplane Detainment's interesting. Not taking the Devotee, everything else is, you know, unplayable for this deck. So Botanist it is. Another Marshal of the Lost. Nest card. I'm not playing Tempest Talk. I think Ringing Strike Mastery is one of the worst commons in this entire set. I don't understand why that person yesterday cast 3 against me. This card does almost nothing. I'll play the Worthy Cost again. Alright. Again, as I said, I'm not interested in Alicia's Legacy. Just for fun, I will actually look up. This is under a 50% win rate on 17 lands, meaning that it is at least 5% worse than the average card. It's either Dawnbreaker or Rejuvenator. Alright, Rejuvenator, sorry. Or Dawnbreaker is fine. This is either Piercing Exhale or Reputable Merchant. Oof. How many dragons are we holding now? 1, 2, 3, Sagu. Correct? 3? Yes. 3 seconds? Yeah, Piercing Exhale. I likely won't be playing either of these 2 cards, but I'll take Sarkhan's Resolve. Here I'll take this. I think it really does anything. Sand Skirter, likely won't be playing that. This card is horrible. Windspan Stride. And okay. So, now we're on Pack 3, pick 1. What are our choices? We can play Descendant of Storms. Descendant of Storms seems like a reasonable card. There's also ABZAN Monument. ABZAN Monument is fine. I think we might get it on the wheel. But Caustic Exhale is also extremely good. Removal right now, we've got Piercing Exhale, Kintree Severance. 2 Worthy Costs. I'll take the Descendant of Storms then. Alright. Einok Wayfarer, a Worthy Cost. Is this a roamer's routine? Coordinated maneuver also has some possibility. I think I'll take Inspirited Vanguard. This card can be a win condition. As it does snowball. Or should I just take the roamer's routine? Let's just take Inspirited Vanguard. Don't know why that page came up. What does this do? 2 mana, add 1 of each color. Okay. Is Herd Heirloom anything? Is there any way that this card is good? I think there is. But Skirmish Rhino is also extremely good. Do I risk the Skirmish Rhino on the wheel? Yeah. Okay. This is a fine top end. Earth Carver. Here we're looking most likely for a 3-mana 3/3 trample with some upside. Don't have that many renew effects, I don't think. But this also triggers on the Einok Wayfarers. Yeah. I think we have enough 2s, so wasn't really looking at the Leopard. Caustic Exhale. This is my opportunity to pick it. I think Roamer's routine can make sense. Yeah, take Exhale. Okay. Unrooted Ancestor. 3-mana, 3/2 flash. Sandskirter. Meh. Already picked 2 of those. Nest Guard. Sure. I'll pick the Nest Guard. I don't think I'll play it though. Alright. Sultai Devotee is a fine 2-drop. Rite of Renewal. I do not know what this card does. Return 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Target player shuffles up to 4 cards. Graveyard into the library. Exile Rite of Renewal. I'm taking Kindred Nurture. Alright, I'm not taking 100 Battle Veteran. I think this is the worst uncommon in the entire set. I'll take Worthy Cost. And Roamer's Routine. Finally got the one I wanted. I don't think I'm going to be playing 3 Worthy Costs, so let's take that out right now. I don't think we need Salt Road Skirmish. Take the Nightblade. Can't be introduced on, but I doubt I'm gonna play it. Take the blade out for now. Guess I'll take the Earth Carver. Also won't be playing it in a forest. Okay, so I think this deck is reasonable. I mean, I guess when you start out with Beator, which is the best ABZAN card, maybe you have some kind of baseline. Let's do this. Okay. So, always the first question for me, does this look like a 16 or 17 lander? Since that will dictate how many cards I need to cut from this list. How many things do we have to play on 2? We have a Fortress King Guard, ABZAN Devotee, 2 Einok Wayfarers, Traveling Botanist. We also have the Riling Dawnbreaker. So from here we have 6 things I would play on 2 mana. I'm a little bit sad we missed the ABZAN Monument, but in terms of fixing, we do have the 2 gain lands. We have the correct Devotee, we have the Herd Heirloom, and we have Roamer's Routine, so these things do allow us to play, to get the colors we need. in terms of +1/+1 counters, like what can we actually do to get Yathan Tomb Guard to trigger? If let's say I were to play this on 3, hopefully let's say I have something that I'm playing on either turn 1 or 2 that has a counter on it. How would I accomplish that? I would accomplish that either with Einok Wayfarer, Fortress King Guard if I want the 2-mana 2/3 version, Descendant of Storms if I play that on 1, trigger with the attack on turn 2. I think the problem with the Yathan Tomb Guard is usually with the Endure, I want the token. I don't think we need... Sandskirter. I wish I could, see some win rates for this Marshal of the Lost in non-Mardu decks. That's really what the data that we want. Looking at it here, like I'm very, very confident it performs significantly worse in ABZAN or Orzhov compared to in Mardu. It doesn't even perform that well. I'm gonna take it out. Maybe I was just thinking about it too much because we played against it yesterday. Okay, so where's our removal? Kintree Severance, 1 Piercing Exhale. I don't think I'm playing Sarkhan's Resolve. 2 Worthy Costs, Caustic Exhale. So all of our removal is green or black. Kintree Severance, either paying 3 or 4 for it is fine. You're going to be targeting something that is big anyways. So we got that. I think Beator basically says if you have another creature at the end step, you draw a card. I think it is incredibly unlikely that we trigger either the second or the third part of that paragraph. But a 5-mana 5/7 flying that draws you a card is insane. I think we can take out the Rejuvenator. I'm considering cutting the Inspirited Vanguard. Oh, we also have the Sagu Wildling for fixing. Again, as I said, I think usually we're going to use the 1-mana ability, except in the extreme late game, in which gaining the 3 life and having a 3/3 flyer on board will be meaningful, but you don't want to pay 5 for that. So let's cut one more card. I think we can play this as a 16 lander with the amount of fixing we have. We've got the Herd Heirloom, the Roamer's Routine, the Sagu Wildling. That should allow us to get to 5 mana, which is really what we're looking to get to in this deck. Yeah, it might be cutting the Yathan Tomb Guard. I don't really have any ways to actually put a counter on the Tomb Guard. I don't think I have do I have a single renew card in this deck? No, I don't think so. So I think it's the Tomb Guard. Okay, and now let's cut a land. 15, 8, 5. How many white sources am I getting here? Only 4. I don't really like only playing 4 sources, although I think this is where we cut both a swamp and a forest, and we add back a plains. That would give us 7 green sources, 6 black sources, and 5 white sources. I feel a bit better about that. Yep. Okay. So, we're going to try to beat the odds and win with ABZAN. Despite what the data is telling me, we are going to hope that whatever the name of that guy, Vitor, saves us. Okay. This is a keep. What we're likely looking to do here is play the Herd Heirloom. Then on turn 3, we will play both Einok and Fortress Kinguard or ABZAN Devotee. Does that change any math? I don't think so. I think I will still play the Herd Heirloom in order to ramp. This guy gonna counter? No. Okay, so in this situation, I am considering playing the Einok Wayfarer in order to get the +1/+1 counter. Okay, well I got a Plains and got rid of 2 cards I probably didn't want. I'm gonna play the Fortress Kinguard in order to get the +1/+1 counter, thus allowing Trade Route Envoy to be a 4-mana 4/3 draw card. I think it's relatively unlikely this guy casts removal to remove a 2/3. That would be kind of a waste of resources. Okay. Not in that, alright. Means to Trade Route Envoy to draw a card. Okay. Hello, Bit1. Throw me a follow while you're on the stream. Thank you. Okay, Narset's Rebuke, yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason why I really wanted to draw the card off of that. Figured this guy must have some type of removal. I'm very surprised this guy played that just to deal 6 to me. Kidding me. Devotee. I'm not going to attack. I think there is a chance this guy tries to attack me with his 2/4 double strike. Okay. And I will use the Caustic Exhale to block. I will use the Caustic Exhale to block with the Fortress Kinguard against him. Is he going to attack me? It's fine. Okay, well, we've got 2 good instants. I'm okay just waiting. Waiting for this guy to do something. Right. Not interested. Then I will go ahead and play Ascendant of Storms. Play Forest. Sure. No attacks. Alright. In theory, this is good for me. Since my deck should be more late game than whatever Jeskai thing this guy's running, he must know that if he plays something, I'm going to remove. Alright, let's see. What has changed? Maybe he drew a second instant that makes him want to make this attack. He thinks the double strike is going to save him. I am going to remove it with Caustic Exhale on the end step. Okay. Alright, now we've got a late game card. That's great. I will be attacking him. Do I need to play that right now? I want to play it so that Herd Heirloom can actually be used. What are the odds this guy plays the Dispelling Exhale and beholds a dragon? I guess approximately 0. I'm going to create the 2-2 since it triggers on attack, then I'll be able to make it a 5-4 next turn when I attack. And then I can use the Herd Heirloom in order to draw a card. Also, Equilibrium Adept is a target for Kin Tree Severance. Okay, it's fine. Okay. I'm okay with that. Since it has an ETB and I have the ability to remove the Stormplane Detainment. Okay, so he's gonna get 2, 2, 3 lifelings. That's pretty good. He's gonna attack. Yep. I will take the 4 damage. Phileas is back, and this time I'm playing a deck that is more similar to his colors. Not playing Orzhov today though. It's okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. Should be fine. I'll draw the card. I'm gonna hit the dragon. I do not understand why this thing does not have reach. But that should stop his Sage of the Skies. This guy have Rally the Monastery. Oh boy. What is this guy doing? He should have attacked me with everything. Okay, well... we're attacking with this. He's gonna deny me the card. Okay, fine. Not really much else for me to do. I have to remove something. I will this back in my hand, and I will recast it. So, in theory, I'm not dead on board, but I have to have something next turn also. Okay, Sagu Wildling is something. First, I will attack my Spirited Vanguard. This is likely to cause him to block. Yep. This will also gain me 3 life. Let's hope that's enough to stabilize. Okay. He's not going to attack. Yep. Alright. Let's activate this ability. I'm going to double attack him. Those 2 +1/+1 counters gets it out of range from some removal spells. I actually did that wrong. I forgot that the heirloom also gave trample. I'm going to play this to thin the deck. Alright. So he has the Narset's Rebuke that will probably be aimed at the Sagu Wildling. Okay. That's I'm not. Alright. Let's see. Did we win? I think we did. Give -2/-2 here, and I'll give the +2/+2 here. Let's activate the ability, and I will attack with everything and give whatever he blocks, I will give it trample. Yep. Alright. Okay, so that was a fairly close game. The Sagu Wildling really saved me. So I know I was kind of trashing on it earlier, but gaining that 3 life allowed me to stabilize. But dang, that 3 mana summon 2/2/3 flying lifelinks is pretty good. Sage of the Skies. Oh wow. Yeah, Sage of the Skies is the 9th highest win rate card. 8th highest win rate card right now. That was scary. 7 green sources. I'll have 4 draws. Get Green. This is a keep. Alright, that's a great 2-drop to have. If this guy is playing Boros, that will allow me to survive significantly longer by having a 2-mana 2/3. It depends what he plays, but yeah, if this guy plays, you know, that 2/1 or something. Okay, so he is Boros. Okay, Sarkhan, Dragon Descendant. Does he have it? It looks like he does have it. Yep. Okay, well, that is actually pretty useful information for me to know. He has a combat trick in his hand. I'd like to force him to either not attack or to actually play the combat trick. If I had played Fortress Kingguard, the decision would have been pretty easy, I think, for him to attack. Alright. I mean, he's obviously going to use it. I mean, I think it's obvious. Okay. Interesting. That was pretty surprising. I did not think he was going to use Ashia's Exhale. Too bad I can't play the Sagu Wildling. Play Nurturer. I'm getting the 1/1. Being a 3/2 changes nothing for me, so... Sure, you can hit me for 3. This is a bit unfortunate. How is this guy gonna punish me right now? Combat trick? Yep. Yeah, I mean, this game is lost. I was unable to get a green source, and there's really not much I can do. I have to make this. But I think I'm not dead on board, but I think I'll be at 1, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Just couldn't get a green source. I went through 14 cards and couldn't get one, so it's too bad. I just don't want to end this draft not having seen Beator in hand once. You know, I actually want to cast Beator before this is all said and done. Okay. Hand should be fine. Most likely I'm going to play Plains in order to... Oh, okay, well, now I will play the Plains in order to play Traveling Botanist, since we're going first. It's likely I'll be able to get the attack off. Okay. Unless this guy wants to remove it. It is worth removing. Okay, so he has one too. Okay. I don't think there's much of a point in me playing the Fortress Kinguard right now. I want to play it next turn and sacrifice the token to cast Worthy Cost. I'm gonna play Herd Heirloom. There's nothing I can do to stop him from attacking me anyways. Okay, so he discarded a Channel Dragonfire. Interesting. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, first we attack. Now, I think I'd like to keep that card. I'm gonna play the Fortress Kinguard. Get the 1/1. And I am going to deny him from attacking me again. Unlucky. 2 Botanist triggers in a row and no land. Okay. What is this guy going to? Okay. It's fine. Sure. I really want this land. Thank you. Okay. Fortunately, I cannot play Kintree Severance, but at least I can play Inspirited Vanguard on my turn. Hopefully in the next 2 turns I get a... Okay. Alright, I got a land. Perfect. For curve reasons, I'm going to play the Earth Carver. First I will attack. Yep. Obviously, taking that. And I'm getting the 3/3. Hopefully he plays something big. That is big, but unfortunately, it's a little bit too big. Not that it's too big, but I guess what I should have said is I cannot do anything about that. Wonder how much mana do I have now? 7? It's awkward. Well, I guess I should be playing this because I cannot... the Kintree Severance won't really do much. I have to get the counters first, otherwise these will kill it with Channel Dragonfire. I have to basically just let him hit me for 6. Then next turn I'll Kintree Severance. I'm not sure if he will actually attack me. Yep. Okay. I have no response to that. I like his raccoon thing. What's that? I guess it's the Kamigawa raccoon. Okay. I don't think he's going to block. I would be fairly surprised. Okay, never mind. Okay. I will respond to that by exiling his creature. I will also give my creature trample. Although that will make it so it only deals 2. I'm not going to get to draw the card, but that's okay. Oh. Oh, I see. I misunderstood how that card worked actually, but I did get the card. You can only target a creature that has 4 power. I thought the creature had to have 4 power when it dealt damage. Okay, so obviously I have the board. This guy has a lot of cards in hand. Okay, I'm assuming he will try to destroy Herd Heirloom. That would be the correct thing to do. Allowing me to untap with it would be a bad idea. Okay, guess he doesn't care. Yep. It's fine. Thanks. Or he still cut her pretty good. Gotta rush him down. Maybe I'll draw B-Tor. 1 in 18. One time. This guy's got so many cards. Okay. Sure. Taking. Guy has one left, I'm not afraid. Okay. Two blockers. That's 7. What can this guy do? I think the best thing he could do is play Snakeskin Veil for 1 mana. I've got 7, 14. Some of it with trample. What can he do? I'll stop 3, 5. I'll have the 3/3. I think we go for it. I don't think he can stop Inspirited Vanguard. I'm getting the 2+1/+1 counters. Keeping that on top. Yeah. Nothing. Hey. Hey, it's Beator. Can I possibly keep this hand? I do get to play Herd, Heirloom, and Descendant of Storms on turn 2, which is good, so I'm going to keep this. If I draw... Okay, it's fine. I have things to play with 3 mana, which is key. Alright. And now I think I'm set. I'll play the Herd Heirloom, then I'll play Descendant of Storms. Next turn I have 4 mana. I think what is likely is Trade Route Envoy as a 4 mana 5/4. Need one more land. Tour. This guy gonna play that 3 mana Braid. Okay. Kintree Severance. Yep, 4 mana 5/4. Don't make it so. The game in which I want to play Beator, I don't have the mana for it. Any land. Oh no, is he really gonna destroy this? yeah, here I'm double attacking. I'm hopefully drawing the card. And I'm playing a 3-drop back end. Game. Counter. Ay, 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 sad. Even if I were to play Beator next turn, I wouldn't even be able to get the trigger. But a 5 mana 5/7 flying is just pretty good. He's already played 2 removal spells. What could he do in white? He could exile. But if he exiles, I will likely play Kindry Severance. Yeah, I think we do it. Despite the fact that I'm not going to actually get the card, 5 mana 5/7 is just too good. Maybe he'll have some way to remove it. But yeah, if he does exile it, I don't think he can kill it with red or blue. If he does exile it using one of those enchantment effects, then I will use Kindry Severance against it. Yep. He thinks he's got me. He is down to 2 cards. I will play this, and I will play it as 4/4 and a 3/3. I'm not that worried about him having even like another counter spell. Obviously it's possible, but who knows, maybe I won't even need it. See what this guy can do. Okay. What's he gonna play? Rally the Monastery? Wildering Blizzard. Thinking about. Okay, so you're gonna return. Sure. Okay. I'll do this now. Can't counter. Force him to have some other type of removal. Who knows? Maybe he'll have another one of those exiles. We'll see. I am 5 toughness away from triggering the second thing, which I can accomplish next turn. No, I cannot. Just kidding. The 20 toughness ability really doesn't do anything. Alright. Why does this thing not have reach? It literally looks like a giant spider. Like, I don't really know what that is, I guess, but like, shouldn't this thing say defender, comma, reach? I don't know. Did I get removal? Okay. It's interesting, he must have gotten something to be throwing away this 5 mana 3/3 haster. It's a pretty good card in the late game. Drain me for 2. Nope. Tap. Yep. I'm getting the 2+1/+1 counters. Okay. Draw a card. And before the end of the turn... Am I afraid of anything? Any board clear? Not really. Guess I'll play Sagu Wildling, being the 3 life. End turn, untap, draw a card. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Gonna return Vitor, sure. Yep. Sure. Going to attack? There's no way, right? That would be a big mistake. Okay. Got 1 mana. I'm making this attack in order to force him to block. Either he gets rid of the Effortless Master or some other significant resources on his side of the board. Okay. I am going to let the Kieran survive. I'd rather just get toughness off the board right now. Okay. Still have 20 toughness here. I will play the Traveling Botanist. How many lands do I even have? Deck left. 4. Sure. I might make a desperation attack right now. Nope. I have 16 cards. Okay. Is that the second one? Yeah. Alright, there's a removal spell. Also pump. I will most likely get rid of the Kieran. See what he was able to draw with the Blizzard though. Fleshcrafter. Pretty good. Now, how do I get removal? Sure. My concern is if he plays Rally the Monastery. If he does that, I'm going to take 8, 11. Maybe I'll actually give him the choice. Okay. What really costs do I have? One? Oh, I played both. Oh no, I still have 2. Okay. We're digging for worthy cost. I'm hoping to use this to gain 3 life. I will chump this if it gets double strike, probably with the 2-1. I have 11 cards left, so 18%? Yeah, 18% that I'm able to get the worthy cost. What else would I want? I guess Caustic Exhale might do the job. He should probably draw the card right now. Piercing Exhale would probably also work. So 4 cards. Not gonna be able to untap unless he plays another creature right now. I have 3, 8, 10. I have 19. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I think that's it. Damn. The only game I was able to play B-Tor. Man, these games are taking so long. Alright, this is a keep. Actually going first. I will be going Botanist. Ooh, Mulligan. Nice. Second one? Molten Exhale is probably one of the only ways this guy could remove Botanist. Okay. Cool. Move. I guess he thought it was an attack trigger. Because I'm gonna play Einok Wayfarer right now, so I would have had to mill the card anyways. I don't have ramp, so I cannot play B-Tor, so I'm gonna play Descendant of Storms. I can't play B-Tor next turn. Next turn will be Jungle Hollow unless I draw another land. Shit. +1/+0 on haste. Okay. Next turn is going to be B-Tor. Okay. Especially if this guy does nothing. He's likely to play a land. Okay. Will he play anything else? Counter, so I will be playing B-Tor. No regrets. Swamp. Yes, that was probably a misplay in the sense that I should have waited to reveal the card first. Okay, it's fine. That is worth a worthy cost in this situation. Oh, he's gonna fight. Well, at least it was a fight spell. Or, yeah, fight, not bite. Nope, I want that. I'll play Drake Root Envoy as a 4-mana 5/4. Keeping the pressure. Next turn is going to be a 6-mana 7/7. Yep. Alright. We got to 500 with ABZAN. At least. And we win one more. Don't want to let Vitor down. He's a 63% win rate. You have to win 6 games just to make the win rate go up. I guess that's the games in hand, which means he's actually at 50% right now. This is a keep. I'm likely to play Riling Dawnbreaker as a 2-mana 2/2. Maybe he'll play something really bad like Sidisi. That'd be great right now. No, of course not. He'll get drained for 2, that's fine. Wow. Drain 2, Surveil 2, that's pretty good. Do I even want to show the card right now? What's the point? Just get the 1/1. The 1/1 lets me play Worthy Cost feature. Very nice, Climber. I'll play the Botanist. He discarded a Molten Exhale? Wait. Wait, I'm so... Oh, he... I am so confused. Sure. Like I am severely missing something. Oh, I see. It pains me to do that, but I don't have the lands to play these cards, so... Okay. Yeah, I'll pay it again. Real? Yep. Pained me to do that. I didn't want to have to get rid of my big elephant. Fortunately, it had to be done. Okay. Drain 2. I'm likely going to start making the 1/1s now. The 1/1s are basically just fodder. Okay, well I guess I won't have a choice. The 1/1s are fodder for worthy cost. Same thing here, I'm making the 1/1. But also that was a misplay. Alright, have all the removal would want. Are you serious? What? What did he exile? Sagu? Sure. What? What the? I swear to God, if this guy gets it again. Okay. Well, my entire hand is removal. And I just hope this guy doesn't have removal. This guy's playing Grixis? What? Kept one on top. Huh. Really? Okay. There's no mana, Ward 2. Drain me for 4. What? And do I have to get the Sagu Wildling to draw cards? Or just to gain 3 life? Sure. Okay. Gains me 1. Very good. Yep. Two, three, four. Okay, even if he were to return them, he wouldn't be able to play them. Let's see. Let's see what you got. 3/3 flying haste. That's pretty good. Man. That guy almost lived the dream. Almost. I didn't think somebody would actually be able to get those. I mean, that if he had gotten the roiling one also, draw 2, discard 1, the blue one that costs 2. Like that was looking pretty dicey. Okay. I'm only keeping this hand for one reason, and that is because I have Einok Wayfarer. That effectively gives me 5 draws to draw the 3rd land. Alright, maybe we don't even need it. But I would like a plains. Alright, there's a plains. I'm very happy. If I had lost to that last deck, I don't even know what I would have done. I probably would have just cried. That was a mistake. I should have gotten the 1/1 counter to make this Solid Red Back Beast. Well. was a little dicey gambling for the Rain Veil to survive. That's why I played the land instead. Sure. I'll force this guy to use a combat trick or something. I'd much rather he used it here than on B-Tor. Okay. Alright, worthy cost. That Sagu, or whatever he plays next, could be a great target. What's he gonna do? Can he remove B-Tor? Of course he can. You always have removal. I don't think a single thing in my deck has Renew, so there's not really a reason to self-mill. Well, probably ended up being a good thing. Well, that's a shame. I am basically out of steam now. I'm about to get destroyed by some combat trick. What am I doing? I literally knew he had it in his hand. That was pretty embarrassing. Kind of surprised he didn't put this counter on it, to be honest. Kinda just have to pray he doesn't have anything. I've literally got nothing, so... Well, that is something, unfortunately. This is over. We lost to Shiko twice. Yeah, nothing. Wouldn't have saved me anyways. Alright, well. ABZAN, 4-3. You know what? I take it. As I pointed out in the stats earlier, ABZAN win rate 53.2% in 17 lands. 4-3, that's an above average result. Got my draft token also from the battle pass or mastery thing. Yeah, so I think even when you start out with B-Tor, these games can just take so long. It's such heavy control, and obviously you don't have access to counterspell or anything when you're playing the ABZAN colors. You know, my deck had some solid creatures, that 6 mana 7/7, or 6 mana 4/4 Endure 3. Also the recurring Endure 2, plus the 4 mana, either get a 4/3 draw card or 5/4. I mean, these are all solid cards, but really the strongest thing was Beator, and whenever it gets removed or copied or sent to the graveyard, I had no recursion in the deck to actually bring that back. So I am fairly happy with 4/3. Again, it's an above average result anyways for ABZAN or not. But I will be back with another draft after maybe a couple days.